Hey guys, sorry for my absence lately. I've got a couple projects going on here. And the most recent one is I bought a new HF antenna that's supposed to be a permanent fixture in my backyard because I got tired of taking antennas up and down all the time. So I got a permanent solution. And that's what we're going to discuss right here, right now on Ham Radio for Non-Techies. Well, welcome back, guys. Like I said, I wanted to discuss this new antenna venture I've been on, and it's been quite an adventure for sure. I was looking for a permanent antenna. I've been doing antenna reviews, doing the chameleon antennas, this and that, and although I can, with my MPass 2.0, I can set up as a permanent antenna, I bought it specifically because I want to go out and do POTA activations with that. I want it to be very mobile, so, you know, shrink wrapping it and making it a permanent fixture is not really an option. So I was looking at other antennas out there, and I don't really have an issue around here with HOA. I mean, we have HOA here, but I don't think they give a flying crap about anything I do here, as long as I'm not painting the house pink and putting flamingos in the front yard. So what I did is I looked around at all different options, and originally I was waiting to get the Buddy Hex. I really thought the Buddy Pole Hex beam was going to be like the be-all, end-all. But after doing a little bit of research, both with the size of the thing, the fact that it's still not available for purchase, and then when it comes out, it can be anywhere from $600 to $1,200, that just wasn't going to happen, at least not right now. So what I ended up doing is, after lots of research, lots of asking lots of questions and bugging the crap out of people, I decided on the DX Commander. And you know, a lot of people said it's a fantastic antenna. It's worth checking out, blah, blah, blah. And I kept researching. Had a problem with ordering stuff from overseas. Just didn't really know how it was going to work out. Well, I'll tell you guys, I had a really good experience with the whole thing. There are a couple little issues with the setup, and I'm still working out some bugs here and there, which I'll discuss here in a little bit. But for the most part, buying the thing, it was relatively inexpensive. I think the total on it was 235 British pounds, which I'm not sure what that converts to, as I paid for it with PayPal or something. And I ordered it on, I think I ordered it on a Wednesday, and it was stated to be here on Friday. And something happened. They got it into Indianapolis around noon. It got into Houston around 5. And then FedEx played the whole Wounded Knee BS on me, and, oh, we can't get it out to you today. It'll be back on the next business day. So I was trying to check and see about getting a Saturday delivery. Well, it wasn't set up from the shipper to be delivered on Saturday. Even though we called and said, hey, we're waiting on this equipment, blah, blah, blah. They didn't care. So screw them. Ended up getting it on Monday. Got here about 10 o'clock on Monday. But it's just that frustration. I really had a great week, and I had plenty of time, no rain, had plenty of time to go outside and build this thing. It would have been a fantastic, perfect ordeal. So anyway, I got it on Monday, and I took it apart, or opened up the box and everything. Like I said, the shipping was super fast, man. I think the shipping was like $40, and you know, to get something from England to Texas in like 2 days, that's pretty impressive. So that alone, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, FedEx dropped the ball, and that didn't happen. The cost of the antenna was 195 British pounds. Again, I forgot what that comes out to in American money. Probably like a little over 225, 230. So overall, the cost was not that bad. And for what this antenna is supposed to do, and what they claim it does, or what I forgot the guy's name now, Callum, what he claims it does, it seems to work so far. It seems to work really fine. Challenges I had, you know, in the video I'm showing you here, the video we're going to show you, I'm just going to do an unboxing downstairs, and then I'm going to go briefly into some little things of me setting it up. I'm not going to go through the whole setup of the videos. Tons of other videos out there. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I kind of want to show you the beginning, the middle, and the end. Some of the challenges that I've had, and what I'm still having now, is on the 40 meter. I've got it set up for 40, 20, 30, 17, 12, and 10. So I've got it set up for 6 different bands, and some of those wires will, or some of those elements will actually go to other bands. So the biggest problem I'm having right now is with the 40 meter, and in the instructions on what he explains and how he explains, I cut the thing out, I did this, did that, and And I was having issues with that part, so I'm able to pick up 40 meters. I just can't get anybody to come in clear. So it's probably a length issue with the actual cable. I have to bring it back down, put up an SWR meter, kind of figure what's going on and either shorten or lengthen it. But I think I did pretty well with getting everything done. Now, as far as tools go, I highly suggest that you go on Amazon. And I'll have links for everything I use for the build down below as always. I highly suggest you go out and get a metric tape measure. Yeah, you can convert it from metric into American standard, from centimeters to inches, whatever the hell it is. But it's going to be a real pain in the butt to try to figure that out. And I figured with millimeters, at least you have exact measurements. And it gives you exact measurements in there, what exactly to do, what to add, how to go do this, go back, do this. So if you have a metric tape measure, it's going to make your life a lot simpler and a lot less stressful. So I went ahead and bought one of those, got a 50 meter tape measure. So that made things a little bit easier. I was able to set it up in the house inside and measure out, like, I think the longest one was about 11.5 meters. So I set that up in between the first living room and the second living room and just let it run through there. And I just ran all my cable, all my wires and made all my cuts. The only other thing is I think I did screw up a little bit when I was cutting. I think I was cutting the 20 meter. I did something stupid, and I think I got my head mixed up because I think in inches. I don't think in metric at all. So when I was cutting that one out, I think I cut it a little bit too short or something like that. I had to go back and recut that one. So I used that spare wire as one or two of the counterpoise wires because you want you to have 21 counterpoise wires coming off this thing. And I didn't really have enough to do all 21. I had enough to do 20. So I'm not really seeing a massive, I don't think it's going to make a big difference if I have 21 versus 20. But I want to probably go out and get another piece of cable, cut that last 3.33 millimeter or 3.33 meter counterpoise and plug it into the bottom of the plate. So with that, guys, let's go downstairs and I'll show you the other video clips that I shot of me shooting this thing or opening this thing up, getting it kind of sorted out, and a couple little things of what I did and how I did it. And I'll come back here for final thoughts. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back to my shop. I got my DX Commander in today, so let's get this thing open and find out what's inside. I'm waiting on this since Friday, and FedEx decided they couldn't ship it or deliver on Saturday, so I got to wait till today to get it. All right. Looks like we're pretty well packaged in here. There's all kinds of stuff in this box. Let's get it all out. Oof. That is some heavy wire. Wow. All right, so we got our wire, got our little box of goodies, and a bunch of nuts and bolts, shrink wrap, guy wire, tubing, all kinds of stuff in here. I'm assuming that what's in here is going to be DX Commander stickers and our SO239 connector. Nice heavy, not heavy, but very well and sturdy aluminum plates. Nice 1/4 inch thick or better nylon plates. Got a couple of those. And our last piece here. Yeah, so, I want to speak of this real quick because nobody else has really talked about this. These things are really tough. These aren't going to bend easily for anything, so you can probably not have to worry about being too rough with these things. I wouldn't go testing that, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, so the last thing here is going to be the pole. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about how these poles are made, so I'm really interested in seeing first. Wow,
All right. Nicely packaged, protected. So you've got a little snap on here to hold the pole. So I guess if you're going to make this thing portable for some reason, you can always put it back in the bag and do your thing. But I've seen the monumental amount of work that goes into building one of these things. And it's not hard. It just takes a while to do. So I probably would not make this portable. Let's take a look here what he's got. All right. So yeah, very nice sturdy fiberglass pole. When I looked online, I was watching other videos of people and they were showing the inside of this. I thought, oh my God, they're using cardboard for the pole. But no, this is really nice. It looks like it's definitely fiberglass. And it does come out into a lot of different parts. So that'll look really good. So yeah, I think the next thing to do is to get on board and start building this thing out. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for now and go grab the instructions and do a little bit of assembly, and we'll come back and check out different little progress. I'm not going to make you guys watch me build the whole thing. So I'll get little parts in, show stuff, and then we'll actually install the antenna and get it up in the air and try it out. So stay tuned. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update. I've been working on my DX Commander for the past couple days now. I had to wait for some other tools to come in, and I want to get some special crimpers and all kind. Not that you need them, but I want to, some nice heavy-duty crimpers. These are all the counterpoise wires, and I have 20 of them here that are 3.33 meters each. Ask me how I know. I went out and bought a 50-meter metric ruler or metric measuring tape to get all this done. Switching over to here, I cut all of my elements. So I've got 10, 12, 20, 40, 17, and 30 on the table here that I'm going to be stringing up outside. Now, I'm going to go outside here real quick. But coming outside, I want to show you, I've got the Commander set up all the way across down the other end of the patio here. And what I set up the past couple days, been setting up these parts here. So I got everything labeled and ready to go for the different bands I want to use this antenna for. Very easy to set up. It's just got a lot of little moving parts. You just got to get them all in there. So I'm currently setting up the plates that'll be going in all the way up the antenna here. So we'll get that rolling, and instead of making you guys watch me build this darn thing, we're just going to keep moving on these little shorts, and I'll update you when I got the next part done. All right, guys, so after another couple hours of working on everything, I got the antenna up. It was way up there. And it's actually not that much higher than my 2 meter, just by a little bit. Again, it wasn't a pain to build. It just had a lot of little tiny steps involved to get it to do its thing. I got the carabiners up in here. Just picked those up over at Lowe's. I'm not using the black 550 cord that he gave. I'm using the red because it stands out a whole lot more in my yard and I need the dogs not to run into it. And I got these big old thick stakes. You've seen these before in some of my other shows. I got these stakes over at Home Depot. They're about 36 inches long. I'd say about a little over 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch thick, and they're solid steel, but they have holes in them you can run your 550 cord through. So I've got those in there. I also took Callum's idea and went down and purchased these little number blocks to put on my wires to identify what band is what wire. So that's kind of cool. And then in conjunction with that, I also labeled where all these different bands go if I ever take this thing down and put it up or make it portable. The hardest part for me was getting those little hooks in and making sure everything's done right. But I've got this thing up inside. I've got it on the air right now on 20 meters and it seems to be doing just fine. Now what I didn't have enough wire to do 21. He suggests 21 3.33 meter wires coming out total. I've got enough to make 20, so there's 7 sets around the bottom around the bottom plate. So 7 sets of 3, and one of them has 2. I also connected some R213 cable, which is going all the way back to the shack. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, I've got it up online right now, and it sounds really, really good. I'm going to continue playing with it, and I'll probably maybe continue this video. Hopefully I'll continue this video with some results. But so far I'm pretty happy with it. You know, if I'd had all the tools, it would have only taken maybe a few hours to build. But there's certain things I wanted to get, certain things I didn't have that I wanted to go out and grab real quick. But this looks like it's pretty sturdy. And I'll tell you what, the thing doesn't weigh a damn thing. I mean, it weighs nothing. My wife was able to pick it up and hold it up in the air and keep it up for me while I got the ropes tied down and everything. But it weighs nothing. I mean, maybe a few pounds. So I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, guys, I will, if I decide to do a live on the inside, we'll go inside, look at the radio and see how it goes. But that's all I've got for now. I'll see you shortly.
Okay, so as luck would have it, the times when I was getting good signal because the propagation was cooperating with me and the time of day was right and everything else, I didn't have a camera set up for it. But the people I was reaching on there, I mean, I hit a guy up in Maine, and it sounded like he was like right in the room. I mean, it was that nice. It was really quiet behind him. So this antenna does what it says it does. Like I said, I'm still working on the 40 meter element to make sure that it's cut properly and things like that. Let me just quickly go over to his website here, and I want to show you guys. This is the antenna that I purchased. I got the DX Commander Classic 40 to, it says 40 to 2 meter. I did not set it for a 2 meter. I set it down as far as 10 meter. But you get a lot of stuff in here. You get all the parts, all the updated stuff that he talks about. He's got lots of videos on how to set it up, what comes with it, things like that. Very easy to do. Like I said, it will take you a little bit of time because there are multiple steps you have to pay attention to. And the way he's got the instructions laid out, if you just follow along, calm and collected, and do it as he says, don't jump ahead or try to outthink the guy who designed the thing, I think you'll do fine. So like I said, this thing ran 195 pounds, and with shipping is an extra $40, and they got it to me pretty quick. And right here on the page, he's got, tips and things like that. And when you get you download the actual manual to build this thing, it's pretty simple. But yeah, I think that if you're on the market for a decent antenna, you want something you can keep up out in the rain, something that's going to put up with the temperatures. Another YouTuber has this out in Australia, and if it can handle the Australian temperatures and all the stuff that goes on out there, it can handle Texas. So that's what my main concern was. I need something that's going to be weatherproof and pretty much, be worry-free. They ask you to check it like every 6 to 12 months, make sure everything's still the way it was. If you have, if some of your cables are stretched out, not your cables, but you get this elastic cord that puts a tension on all the elements. If that starts getting kind of worn down, you go get more and replace it. But it should stay pretty much maintenance free. And, I have it up in the backyard in between a bunch of trees. It didn't seem to affect anything as far as propagation goes, as far as reaching out and getting a hold of people on the air. And, yeah, so if you're in the market for something like this, you want a good, reliable antenna, the DX Commander Classic, I would definitely suggest grabbing. I'm going to keep playing with it. Like I said, this is my permanent antenna, and I'm not even going to bother with, well, would I buy it? Well, I did buy it. So, but Callum did a good job. I'm pretty happy with it. I wasn't, I had no intention of getting this originally because I saw what looked like a lot of work going into it. And after watching video after video, something clicked in my head, and I was like, you know what? We're going to give it a shot. We're just going to give it a shot and try it out. And I'm pretty happy with it. I can't really say enough good things about it. Now, once more the bands open up and I can actually play with the other bands out there, I'm sure it'll be even more terrific than it is now in my mind. But yeah, so if you're on the market for a good antenna, want something that's going to be, and it can be portable. He does have videos that talk about how if you want to drop this thing down, and once you have it all set up the way you want, it's all fine-tuned, you can tear the whole thing down, throw it in the back of your car, and go out somewhere and set it up in a park and do a POTA activation. You can do that. I just think it's a little bit too big to be dragging around in my vehicle and having to spend all that time setting it up. But he does offer other versions of this that are more made for portable ops. So, you know, you got to make up your own decisions on these things. But like I said, I got tired of, because I had all these other antennas, and my problem was with the rain, constantly raining down here. I don't know what's going on out here. I've never had this much rain out in my area in years. And all of a sudden now, like every day it rains at like, you know, somewhere in the daytime. And I got to go out there and tear everything back down and put it back up. Now I've got a permanent solution. I got the right cable. It's weatherproof. I got the right fittings on there. I've got everything waterproofed and ready to go. So I think I'm good at the moment. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. I hope it wasn't too long and dragged out. I have another couple cool videos coming out pretty soon, so please stay tuned and be watching for those. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I ask you to please subscribe and click on the little bell to be notified when new videos come out. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Until then, guys, my name is Scott, and my call sign is KI5NPL. This is Ham Raider for Non-Techies, and we are clear.